Not only was it out of pure love that God gave unto us his Son, he also gave him to us with an immensity of love. This is precisely what Jesus wished to signify when he said, God so loved the world. The word "so" signifies the magnitude of the love wherewith God made us this great gift. The word "so" signifies the vehemence of love. And what greater love could one who was God have been able to give us than was shown by his condemning to death his innocent Son in order to save us miserable sinners? In his meditation on the passion and death of Christ, brothers and sisters, St. Alphonsus de Liguori communicates to the listener the sheer magnitude of God's love for the human race. Since in his ultimate sacrifice he freely offered himself as recompense for our sins on the cross, no one can possibly say this was not done out of love. This unfathomable love of God, one which we might not fully understand, we will here see dramatized for us this evening. The great drama that is the passion and death of Christ is one to be marveled at always, since it is a drama that simply never gets old. Why? Because the love that the drama depicts never gets old. The drama is eternal because the love is eternal. The love is everlasting because the drama is everlasting. The drama is never ending because the love is never ending. The love of God will always be there. Therefore, brothers and sisters, even after 30 years, the passion and death of our Lord is a drama that continues with the same love and the same desire as it has always had right from the beginning. Let us then enter into it once again, offering Jesus our own love just as well. Cari fratelli e sorelle, l'amore di Dio che costituisce la dramma della passione di Cristo è e sempre sarà infinito e vivo. Perciò ci riuniamo qui anno dopo anno al vederlo drammatizzato, rivedendo personalmente l'eterno amore che ci salva. Ci fa così perché nonostante gli anni che passano, la storia dell'amore di Dio per noi mai si muore, mai si svanisce e mai se ne va. Questo amore, l'amore che è la presenza di Dio, ci riempie di passione nel rappresentare annualmente la sua dolorosa passione. Questa sua presenza ci dà anche la speranza, la fede e la vita, specialmente quando sembra che la speranza, la fede e la vita non ci sono più. E allora, con la stessa fede e speranza da Lui ricevuta, diciamo ognuno personalmente al nostro Dio Padre: dove tu sei, torna la vita. Then Simeon blessed them and said to his mother Mary, "This child is destined for the falling and the rising of many in Israel, and to be a sign that will be opposed, so that the inner thoughts of many will be revealed, and a sword will pierce your own soul too."
Jesus on the cross is dying, 'cause on his body
Now the festival of unleavened bread, which is called the Passover, was near. The chief priests and the scribes were looking for a way to put Jesus to death, for they were afraid of the people. Then Satan entered into Judas, called Iscariot, who was one of the 12. He went away and conferred with the chief priests and officers of the temple police about how he might betray him to them.
We need to question this man, Jesus, and put him to death.
Not during the Passover festival, or else the people will riot.
I was one of his. What will you give me if I betray him and bring him to you?
In this bag are 30 pieces of silver. Bring them at once.
When it was evening, Jesus met with the 12.
Truly, I say to you, one of you will betray me.
John, ask him who it is. Lord, who is it?
It is he whose bread I dip in the dish. For that man, it would have been better not to have been born. Whatever you must do, do it quickly.
Now none of them knew why he said this to him. And he took bread, gave thanks and broke it, and gave it to them.
Take this, all of you, and eat it. This is my body, which is given for you. Take this, all of you, and drink from it. This is the chalice of my blood, the blood of the new and eternal covenant, which is poured down for you and for many, for forgiveness of sins. Do this in memory of me. I shall be with you, only a little longer. You will look for me, but where I am going, you cannot come.
Lord, why can't I follow you now?
Now you cannot follow me where I am going, but later you shall follow me.
Why can't I follow you now? I'll lay down my life for you.
Lay down your life for me. Truly I say to you, before the cock crows, you will have disowned me 3 times.
I will never deny you, even if I have to die with you.
Then Jesus went with his disciples to a place called Gethsemane, and began to be sorrowful and troubled.
Stay here while I go off to pray. John, James, Peter, come with me. My soul is sorrowful to the point of death. Stay here and keep walking with me.
An angel from heaven appeared to him and strengthened him.
My Father, if it is possible, let this cup pass me by. Nevertheless, let it be as you, not I, would have had it. Peter, do you not have the strength to stay awake with me for 1 hour? You should be awake and praying, not to be put to the test. The spirit is indeed willing, but the flesh is weak. My Father, if it is not possible for this cup to be taken away unless I drink it, may your will be done. My Father, may your will be done. Are you still sleeping and taking your rest? See that the hour is at hand, for the Son of Man has been betrayed into the hands of sinners. Get up! Let us go! See my betrayer is at hand.
While he was still speaking, Judas, one of the 12, arrived. With him was a large crowd armed with swords and clubs, sent from the chief priests and the elders of the people.
The one I kiss is him. Arrest him and see he is well guarded, as you lead him away. Rabbi,
You betrayed the Son of Man with a kiss? In my leaving rebellion, they come over to capture me with swords and clubs. Every day I was with you, teaching in the temple courts, and you never arrested me. But the scriptures must be fulfilled. Who is it you're looking for? Jesus of Nazareth. I'm he. Who is it you're looking for? Jesus of Nazareth. I've already told you that I am he. If then you were looking for me, let these others go.
When Judas saw Jesus, he was seized with remorse and returned the 30 pieces of silver to the chief priests and the elders.
I have sinned because I betrayed innocent blood.
What is that to us? That's your responsibility.
No! No, what have I done? You take that money. I regret what I've done.
It's against the law to put this into treasury. It's blood money.
So they decided to use the money to buy the potter's field as a burial place for foreigners. Then the detachment of soldiers with its commander and the Jewish officials arrested Jesus. They bound him and brought him first to Annas, who was the father-in-law of Caiaphas, the high priest that year.
What are these lies which you are teaching our people?
I've spoken openly to the world. I've always taught in synagogues, or at the temple, where all the Jews come together. I say nothing in secret. Why then you question? Ask those who heard me. Surely they know what I said.
Is that any wage with the high priest?
If I said something wrong, testifies to what is wrong. But if I spoke the truth, why did you strike me?
Then Annas sent him bound to Caiaphas, the high priest. The chief priests and the whole Sanhedrin were looking for false evidence against Jesus so that they could put him to death.
This man said he would destroy the temple of God and rebuild it within 3 days.
Have you no answers to the testimonies which have been leveled against you? I order you to tell us, before the living God, whether you are the Messiah, the Son of God.
You have said so. But I say to all of you, from now on, you will see the Son of Man, seated at the right hand of the Almighty God, and coming of the clouds of heaven.
He has blasphemed! What further need do we have of witnesses? What is your verdict?
Meanwhile, Peter was sitting out in the courtyard.
You also were with Jesus of Galilee. I don't know what you're talking about.
This man was with Jesus of Nazareth.
I don't know the man.
Surely one of that man's disciples.
I swear I don't know the man. Oh Jesus, what have I done?
Early in the morning, all the chief priests and the elders of the people made their plans to have Jesus executed. So they bound him, led him away, and handed him over to Pilate, the Roman governor.
What charges are you bringing against this man?
Governor, if you were not a criminal, we would not have handed him over to you.
Take him yourselves and judge him according to your own law.
We have no right to execute anyone. We have found this man disrupting our nation. He opposes payment of taxes to Tiberius Caesar and claims to be the Messiah, a king. He is deserving of death.
You, unbind him and bring him here. Do you not hear what they're accusing you of? Have you no answer? They say you are the king of the Jews. Are you the king of the Jews?
Do you say this on your own? Or have others been telling you about me?
Am I a Jew? It is your own people and chief priests that have handed you over to me. What have you done?
My kingdom is not of this world. If my kingdom were of this world, my people would have fought to keep me from being arrested. But my kingdom is from another place.
So then you are a king.
You're a citizen. I am a king. In fact, the reason I was born and came into this world is to testify the truth. Those on the side of truth, listen to my voice.
Truth. What is truth? I find no basis for a charge against this man.
Are you kidding?
He stirs up the people all over Judea by his teaching.
He started in Galilee and has come all the way here. So he's a Galilean?
Yeah!
Send him to Herod then.
When he learned that Jesus was under Herod's jurisdiction, Pilate sent him to Herod, who was also in Jerusalem at that time. Then Herod and his soldiers ridiculed and mocked him. Dressing him in an elegant robe, they sent him back to Pilate.
You have sent me this man as one encouraging the people to rebel. I have examined him in your presence, and I find no basis for a charge against this man. Neither has Herod, for he has sent him back to us. As you can see, he has done nothing to deserve death.
Kill him!
This is ridiculous!
But it is your custom for me to release you a prisoner at Passover. You, grab Barabbas, bring us here. Who do you want me to release to you? Barabbas, a known murderer? Or Jesus, the one you call your king? Then what must I do with Jesus?
Crucify him! Crucify him!
I find him in no grounds for the death penalty. Therefore, I will have him whipped, and I will set him free.
Crucify him!
Then Pilate took Jesus and had him flogged. While Pilate was sitting on the judge's seat, his wife approached him.
Please, have nothing to do with that innocent man. I have suffered a great deal in a dream today because of him. You'll only bring trouble to yourself.
Look, I am bringing him out to let you know that I find no basis for a charge against this man. Here is the man. You take him and crucify him yourself. As for me, I find no basis for a charge against this man.
We have a law, and according to that law, he must die, because he claimed to be the Son of God.
Where do you come from? Do you refuse to speak to me? Do you not know I have the power to release you, and the power to crucify you?
You have no power over me whatsoever, unless it was given to you from above. Therefore, he who is handing me over to you is guilty of the greater sin.
Here is your king.
He's not king! He deserves to be crucified!
If you let this man go, you are no friend of Caesar. Anyone who claims to be a king opposes Caesar.
Shall I crucify your king?
We have no king but Caesar.
I am innocent of the blood of this just man. The responsibility is yours.
His blood is on us and on our children.
Stop wasting...
Who will not give console?
and under her feet lies no ornamentation. Instead, she is accessorized with tears, the tears of a mother weeping for her departed child. She wears the black mantle of a sad mourner. Her hands are folded not in a gesture of the bestowing of grace, but in a gesture of urgent supplication. Many of us in this church, I'm sure, can identify with these characteristics. Many of us here can even relate to the pain associated with losing a child or with other tragic pains or loss. Let us then, brothers and sisters, take this short time to meditate on Mary's suffering and pain before entering into the drama of Golgotha, wherein we will meet our blessed Lord on the cross. We will meet him, however, holding Mary's hand. Carrying his own cross, Jesus went out to the place of the skull, which in Aramaic is called Golgotha. There he was crucified, and with him 2 others, one on each side and Jesus in the middle. Pilate had a notice prepared and fastened to the cross. It read, "Jesus of Nazareth, the King of the Jews."
yourself. Why don't you save us?
Leave him alone. Do you not fear God? Not even now as you are crucified? For us, this is just punishment. For we have committed criminal offenses, but this man has done nothing wrong. Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom.
Truly I say to you, this very day, you'll be with me in paradise.
This is the one who destroyed the temple of God, rebuilt it within 3 days? 3 days! That's impossible! Save yourself, why don't you? Come down off that cross if you really are God's son. Yes!
You save others, but you can't save yourself?
Save yourself! Down from the cross!
So he is the king of Israel? Let's see him come down from the cross, and then we will believe in him.
Near the cross of Jesus stood his mother's sister, Mary, the wife of Clopas, Mary Magdalene, and the disciple whom he loved.
Woman, here is your son. Son, here is your mother. I'm thirsty.
Get him a drink.
My God! My God! Why have you forsaken me?
Look, he's calling Elijah.
Father, into your hands I commend my spirit. It is finished.
Their bodies cannot remain alive on the cross during the Sabbath.
Break your legs.
The king of the Jews is already dead.
Dead.
Truly, this man was Son of God.
As evening approached, there came a rich man from Arimathea named Joseph, who had himself become a disciple of Jesus.
Woman, I have permission from the governor to entomb the body of Jesus in my own tomb, where no man has ever been laid before.
And this concludes our 30th annual Passion Play. We will now take this opportunity to thank all those who've been assisting us on this long journey in their various different capacities and forms. In total this year, we've had 11 full rehearsals in which we spent 3, sometimes almost 4 hours every Sunday afternoon since the beginning of February, here in the church, meditating, rehearsing for what you have all witnessed this evening. We will now name all those who have committed their time and efforts to helping us all along. The honor guard is now dismissed. We begin by acknowledging our cast. And when I call your names, you can please make your forward. Roberto Delle Fave, Riley Larebi, Isabel Paul Battista, Isabella Martinuzzi, Grace Bettencourt, Alessia Buffa, Aurora Buffa, Maria Marchello, Vanessa Camera, Maria Camera, Jessica Feria, Giuliana Feria, Turkan Amirova, Antonio Lamacchia, Ariel Argules, Dylan Martinez, Gian Verona Bay, Sofia Bettencourt, Rita Tuminieri, Cristina Delle Fave, Andre Lopez, Nahum Taudros, Jose Manuel, Joshua Bandelon, Timothy Pangea, Sofia Bettencourt, Nahum Taudros, Keegan Ahiev Scott, John Dale Gaspar, John Andre Vicente, Fithawi Teodros, Mati Sarmiento, Siderat Sarmiento, Angelina Simone, Abigail Manning, Anya Golden, Kyla Barrera, and finally, Clarice Moziki as the Blessed Virgin Mary and Joseph Rampino as Jesus Christ. Let's give it all. Thank you all for your commitment, hard work, and enthusiasm. We will now acknowledge our crew members, and anyone who's still in the choir loft, please make your way down. We have divided the work this year involved with the play into 5 departments. The first department is that of the cast, which took care of registration, managing the members of the cast, orchestrating the scenes, as well as coordinating the after-practice snacks and refreshments. Our gratitude must be given to Rita Tuminieri, Adriana Sarmiento, and Olivia Bettencourt, who helped greatly in these regards. Please, guys. Then there's the media department, which took care of the play's promotional needs, as well as taking photos and video. Special thanks in this regard must be given to Victoria Terich, a longtime member of the play, as well as to Frank Mazzeri, who drove all the way from Whitby every Sunday to be here to help us. Our thanks also goes out to Maria Salvaggio, our devoted parishioner, for all of her her help in our promoting the play, as well as her support and enthusiasm for all of our work. And of course, Maria Frasica, our very own office administrator and my very own mother, for making this year's program booklet. Thanks, Mom. There's also the audiovisual department, which took care of the presentation of the stage and all of the attributes having to do with the stage, including lighting and microphones. Our thanks goes out to Gaspare Marchello for his help, as well as to Joy Salvaggio, who has lately been helping the parish in many capacities, Nick Lamacchia, someone I'm sure we all know wears many hats in the parish, as well as the devoted Delle Fave brothers, Roberto, Matthew, and David. then the music department. This year, as many of you have noticed, is the first year when we explored using live music throughout the whole play completely. This department worked hard in what we can consider their pilot year, and although they started off small, they persisted week after week in producing the best they could, and they certainly did it. Our wholehearted gratitude for all of this goes to Caterina Delle Fave, someone I'm so proud of, her friend and now our friend, as well as to her friend and now our friend Cynthia Lee, to Julia Bandelon, a longtime member of the play, and to our very own organist Anthony Ferrari. You can catch him on And finally, the costume department. This is a department that grows incredibly year after year, whether it is in making new costumes or small props, or even makeup work. Headed by our very own Maria Quintana James, this group of volunteers has shown progress consistently. Our special thanks goes out to Adriana Sarmiento, Florence Gauguin, Marisa Conforti, Franca Rabbia, Sal Palladino, Cristina Salvaggio, and Anye Gobin, among many other. Thank you all tremendously. This department works overtime a lot, so they did a tremendous job, as you can see. A special word, however, must here be said about Maria Quintana James. Year after year, she devotes herself not only to the Passion Play and all the work associated with it, but also to the parish's youth group, catechesis program, and a variety of many other things. Those who know Maria know that she puts herself out there for her faith, her community, and her spiritual children, the youth of the parish. Unfortunately, this week, Maria lost her husband, Robert Edward. During his long illness, however, she still remained devoted to her cause here in the church and never gave up. She is a woman of true faith and commitment. Similarly, the same is the case with another volunteer of ours, Nella Infanti, who lost her husband, Emanuele, this March. He also was a volunteer in the parish. These two women are examples of strength for all of us. To them, we express our sincere gratitude. Upon all of these people, however, there are a number of others who must be thanked. First and foremost, Filippo Palladino, the Palladino family, and the Good Friday Procession Committee, even though they didn't process this year, but they still prepared as much as they could, as well as to all of our pallbearers and other volunteers. To Tatiana Evchenko and the Italian choir. Thank you as well to our Eucharistic ministers and the Dolores ladies. There is also the parish office, Crocetta, Eduardo, Franca, Maria, as well as all of our other parish volunteers to be thanked, including the fundraiser dinner committee who planned for us a wonderful celebration in March. A tremendous thank you to all those who bought tickets for and at that dinner, and to all who attended or supported financially. There are also our sponsors, which include my Uncle Tony Galea and family, and Emanuele Di Pietro and family of Malpac Limited. Mr. John Rushika and family of Thorn Creek Construction, Mr. John Scipione of Bike and Forth Power Sports, Steve and Piera from Steve's Quality Meats and Deli, Mr. Glenn Day and family of Heritage Funeral Center and Estate Services. We would also like to thank our Member of Parliament for Beaches East York, the Honourable Nathaniel Erskine Smith, for his support, as well as that of our Municipal Representative, Councillor Brett Bradford. Finally, a very particular thank you this year goes out to Nick, Nadia, Laura, Nicole, and Camila Damario for their generous donations of the wireless microphones used by our leading cast members. Their donation was made in memory of Serafina Damario. Finally, you can hear them, so thank you all very much. Special thanks also also to all of our parishioners who made financial contributions to the play and procession. Your generosity will always be valued. With this all being said, a tremendous thank you to our pastor, Father Carlos Sierra, for his trust, care, and pastoral leadership. This September, Father Carlos will be celebrating 10 years of pastorship at St. Brigid's Church. Thank you, Father Carlos, for all your support. And in conclusion, thank you to all of you for your presence and generosity this evening. Whether you are a parishioner of St. Brigid's or not, without your attendance, there would be no Passion Play whatsoever. May Our Lady of Sorrows accompany you, and may the Lord bless you. Amen. Now, we'd like to call up Councillor Brad Bradford and Ms. Diana Gonzalez.
Thanks very much. I'm Brad Bradford, and it's so wonderful to be here with all of you today. I recognize that hundreds of volunteer hours went into the production of the Passion Play this evening, and that means a lot. And I'd like to congratulate the actors, the singers, the organizers for their hard work and dedication to bring Passion Play and the procession to fruition today. That's very special. And this is a unique year. This is the 30th anniversary. And so on behalf of Mayor John Tory, the City of Toronto, and all of our representatives here at HSC Stewart, I'd like to congratulate you for the 30 continuous years. That really speaks to the strength of this community, the strength of St. Brigid, and the dedication to your faith. So congratulations on a job well done. And on this Good Friday, may Jesus' sacrifice strengthen all of us. Thank you.
Crew and whole community here, we just wanted to say a huge thank you to Francesco for all of his leadership, dedication, commitment, and passion in this year's Passion Play. As a token of our appreciation, we have a bucket.
Now is my turn. So, let me tell you the truth. 10 continuous years since we have been doing this. We saw one generation of cast passing on to the new generation. And maybe some of us were looking very carefully for the outcome of that transition. Today, we can see that they excel their expectations. They went to a superior level with simplicity, with dedication, and with the youthfulness of this young cast of the Passion Play here in our parish. Yes, but maybe we didn't say a word for the parents of these young men and women, that they were not part directly in our Passion Play, but we saw them bringing the children to do the rehearsal week after week, waiting for them, coming to pick them up, and that is commitment. This year, the Archdiocese of Toronto, with our Cardinal, is promoting in the whole archdiocese, the stewardship is a way of life. For us Catholics, stewardship is embedded in Jesus' example that we celebrated today in his passion, death, and resurrection as the great model for us in our stewardship. These young men and women, the children, they did their stewardship. They dedicated their time. They dedicated their talents. Certainly, that counts a lot. And that's why we are this evening celebrating with joy this Passion Play. Unfortunately, the elders, our columns in this tradition, they couldn't organize the procession because we were afraid of the weather. But they were ready, and that's what counts. Yes, they were ready. And we are very grateful to them because after year, they are supporting this activity. Thanks to all. And for us, community of St. Brigid, you have heard me say many times that we have so many challenges ahead, but we are not going to fall short on accomplishing the goals and facing those challenges. With your support, with your understanding, and with your prayers, we will make it. Thanks to all of you, to other people that remain unnamed, unknown, but we know they are continuously supporting the cast and all of us in the parish. And we are very glad with the presence of the sponsors in all categories. But also, having our representative here of the councilor of this area, it's very good for him to get to know our community of St. Brigid. Leading towards the celebration, heading towards the celebration of the centennial next year, with the many challenges we have already faced, and the few ones that we have ahead. Please, feel most welcome, and we need your support. And certainly together, we have a better neighborhood, God willing. Thanks for everything, and to Francesco, that is not only the coordinator of the Passion Play, but is my good helper and my MC, Master of Ceremonies here. I will continue coaching him. God willing, one day he will be taking my place here. He has to grow wiser, and he has to grow in determination to follow through what he already understands of what this ministry is all about. Thanks, God bless you all. Have a good night.